What's up, everybody, man? It's your boy, Mr. Dugai, coming at y'all, man, with another live, man. Thank y'all for all tuning in to your boy, man, again this week, man. A lot to get into, actually, man. First off with my Philadelphia Eagles, man. A couple of big news, things that took place today. The Eagles signed Jason Peters to a 1 year deal to play right guard. you know, um, Very interesting move. I'm not really against it neither, yo. I know it's gonna be kind of difficult, going from left tackle to right guard. But Peters is a veteran. Obviously he knows, how Stoutland likes his line to play. And like I said, he's just a veteran, man. And it's 1 year. Brandon Brooks is out 1 year. You let him go out there 1 year. If he plays bad or he gets hurt, you could throw Matt Pryor out there. I actually like the signing. The biggest story to me though, man, is that city officials in Philly has said that we will not have any fans at games this year, yo. They already determined that the Eagles will play the entire season with no fans in the stands, yo. Whenever we play at Lincoln Financial Field, man. Um, I was hoping that they would at least wait to make a decision like that, but clearly they made it now. It's a big deal, man. It's a real big deal. I do firmly believe we're not gonna end up being the only team that does this, but it is significant when you consider the type of home field advantage that we have. I know a lot of teams going to a certain percentage, but with us, it's like nobody gonna be in there. So that's a big situation. Miami Heat, man, season starting a couple of weeks. Jimmy Butler says he will not have his name on the back of his jersey, to show people that he's no different from anybody else, man. Nice little solid gesture from him, man. So we're gonna see, what goes on with the Heat, man. Looking forward to that. Atlanta Braves, man. I was just watching before I came on. Got an inner squad scrimmage going on right now, man. I like how Max Fried was looking out there. To me, Max Fried was out there looking pretty good, throwing the baseball, man. And we also signed Yasiel Puig today, which is I like it a lot, man, especially considering the fact that now we have a DH in the NL this year. You could probably put Azuna, as a DH and let Puig play in the outfield. He's a very talented outfielder, you know. LSU, man, not a whole lot going on. We did get a nice 4-star linebacker over the weekend. But other than that, man, we still looking, man. Commissioner Sankey said that, he's a little concerned if we're gonna have a season. So, and obviously in other news, man, we still just waiting to see if we still gonna start training camp on time. NBA look like it's still gonna roll on time and everything, man. But yeah, a lot to get into, man, and glad that y'all here to join me today tonight, yo. What's up, Philadelphia Eagles? LOL. Appreciate you tuning in. Eagles all day. Are we going to make some more moves? Man, I sure hope so, man. Brian Baldinger came out a couple of days ago and said the Eagles gonna get a lot better, this week. You know what I'm saying? And I'm hoping that Jason Peters isn't the move he was talking about. Granted, it helps, but I was thinking more of a splash, like maybe a Nagambwe, a Clowney, or Jamal Adams or somebody like that. I think we will make one more move though. I really think this Jadavion Clowney situation is a real thing, considering the fact that his price tag has dropped so significantly. What's up, Lenny D? What's up, my guy? Appreciate you tuning in, yo. Mr. Dugas, what's up, man? Hey, just just glad to be here, man. Glad we could here for another live, man. Waiting for this thing to get started, man. This no fans thing kind of bumming me out a little bit though. But I mean I get it. I understand it. What's up, Crimson Brave 2020, my guy? What's going on? If Notre Dame season cancels for not being in the conference, I'll be happy. Man, I see somebody else talking about that the other day, and I thought about you, man. Somebody was saying, man, like Notre Dame probably wish they was in the conference now. Obviously the Big Ten made it official, the Pac-12 made it official, if the SEC and the ACC and the Big 12 make it official, I mean, what they gonna do? Like, really, what they gonna do? I mean, it would be like, it would kind of be poetic. I mean, it sucks for them, but it would be poetic justice, like to say, bruh, that's what happens sometimes when you do think you better than everybody. You know, it backfires. I had confidence in Matt Pryor, but I'm not mad at Jason Peters at right guard spot to replace Brandon Brooks. I'm with you. I feel the exact same way. Because for me, it's like at first I was like, well, why Peters? But then when I thought about it, when you consider the fact that he's a veteran, obviously he's been in this organization forever, you know, since we traded for him from Buffalo. And I mean it's for 1 year. You know, it's for 1 year. Worst case scenario, you know, if I look at it deeper because like say that Andre Dilla does go out there and really struggles at left tackle to where it's like, bro, we can't have him out there at all. You know what I'm saying? Peters could go out there and play left tackle, and we could let Pryor play right guard. Or if he doing his thing, Dilla doing his thing at left tackle. I mean, Peters is a veteran Hall of Fame offensive lineman, and it should be, from what I understand, it should be easier to play guard than it is to play tackle because you're in such a smaller, condensed space. Now I mean, granted, on some running plays he'll have to pull, but he's not going out there and got to deal with a speed rusher to where he gets these false starts like he's been getting the last couple of years. So, you got him in a condensed space where, he could go out there and just be a straight mauler in the run game and be solid in the pass game. And then if he's hurt or he's ineffective, we could still try and throw Pryor out there. When I look at it in that aspect, I think I agree with you. I think it was a very, very, solid move. What's up, Jay Stenhire? Apologize if I said it wrong. What's up, my guy? Appreciate you tuning into the live, yo. Hey, Mr. Dugas, who do you think was a better impact for the Heat, Tim Hardaway or Ray Allen? Ooh, that's a good question, man. I'm gonna go Tim Hardaway. I know Ray Allen got the shot, like the clutchest shot for me in my lifetime that I've ever seen. I mean, man, just that feeling, man. Like I was at work with a lot of coworkers, and the majority of them wanted my Heat to lose. It was like me and two other people against like 12 people, and for Ray Allen to hit that shot, man, and because we was done, we was cooked. So that's gonna always go down in Miami Heat lore, man. But I mean Tim Hardaway, when you consider the longevity and the impact that he had, I'm gonna go with Tim Hardaway, but Ray Allen got probably the most iconic moment in Miami Heat history, probably. Like I'll say. Let's see. What's up, Eagles 11? Appreciate you tuning in. Antonio Brown just got signed. I don't know. I ain't hear nothing about that. If he did, y'all let me know. Cause I ain't know. If he did, by who? Us? Like or somebody else? If he did, let me know. Cause I'm not aware. I honestly don't know right now. They do have 6 ACC teams in their schedule. Hate to say it, but knowing the ACC, they don't have the setup to join them fully. So they're just gonna let them schedule 3 extra ACC teams. Yeah, that would be whack, man. I mean, that would be kind of whack. But it is a funny thought to think about it. But like in reality, they're gonna figure something out. Like it's hard for me. It would be funny and it would be poetic justice, but I'm like, man, Notre Dame got too big of a brand for them to just be like, well, y'all can't play this shit. Even if they schedule them against like the Children of the Corn, or the Sisters of the Poor or something like that, they're gonna have some type of schedule. What's up, Mr. MVPs? Appreciate you tuning in. Go Tigers. That's right. Go Tigers, yo. Man, that's another thing too, man. It's been announced that the band will not travel with the football team on the road this season. So it's like, if we on the road and we get that third down stop or that turnover, we don't get to do the Chinese bandit and stuff like that, man. So I mean, this COVID-19 thing, man, it's just really putting a damp on everything, yo. Des Bryant, What he got signed? Like, I mean, if they get signed, y'all let me know, man. What's up, Big Pain? Appreciate you tuning in. Ertz will look good if he the weapons take away the double team, wins 35 to 40 TDs, 4,500 yards. I agree, man. When you consider the fact if you got a healthy Deshaun out there, Marquise Goodwin, and these little youngsters, Jalen Rager and those guys, taking the top off of the defense, where the safeties got to go back, and look out for the deep passes and stuff like that. So, it'll open up a lot of these seams, man. And Ertz and Goddard, and even Miles Sanders out of the backfield, they could get a lot of things going, man, and really affect things in a positive way, yo. Oh man, what's up, Conru girl, my friend? Greatly appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much, yo. For Princess number 1 and 2, get a snowball after the game. Article saying that race played a part in the low interest in Cam. I disagree. I think it was because of injuries. Thank you so much for the snow call for my little ones. Had a little scare yesterday, yo, cause in Louisiana, we have like a mandatory mask, situation. So her games actually got canceled yesterday and today. And the coaches and the officials thought about canceling the season. But today, they sent out the alert to everybody, all the parents, that they will go on with the season. They just want us, to wear a mask at the game, which is perfectly fine. And I agree with you. I don't think race played a part into it, yo. A lot of situations, I believe race does play a part, but I don't think in this situation because I mean he was banged, like you said, he was banged up. You looked at like a couple of years ago. I mean, they were 6-2, and then his shoulder, he got banged up with his shoulder, and then he couldn't throw the ball 15 yards. And then last season, he basically missed basically the whole season, played 2 games. So I think a lot of it, because I mean, let's be honest. If Cam Newton was healthy, Cam would still be in Carolina. like Carolina would have never got rid of Cam. Carolina would have never got rid of Cam Newton, and Ron Rivera would have still been the head coach of the Panthers if Cam Newton was healthy. They was just in the playoffs, a couple of years ago. So yeah, I'm with you. I don't think it's race. I just really think that, like you said, the injuries and all that, it just really made it really, tough for teams to really trust him and give him, a big contract and show him a lot of interest. But good for him. I do think his deal was a little cheap, to be honest with you. But I mean, at the same time, I mean, if he goes out there and he balls out, he gonna get a big deal, you know. So best of luck to him since he's way over there in the AFC now. What's up, Savage Tiger? FB fan, appreciate you tuning in. LSU gets lots of defensive ends and linebackers for Bo Pelini's defense. We finna be kings of 4-3 defense like the few years the Les Miles era. Man, I'm gonna say this, man. If everybody we could think back to whenever Les Miles got the job in was it 2005, and it was 2005, 2006, and 2007. In 2007 we won the championship. Bo Pelini was the defensive coordinator for all 3 of those years, with the exception of like the Arizona State game, the very first game, Les Miles era, which a game we actually won. And like the Alabama game in '07, the Kentucky game in '07, the Arkansas game in '07. And I don't really recall '06. I guess Florida had some success on us, you know. But man, like that Bo Pelini defense was very good. Like I really believe that Bo Pelini could really coach defense, yo. And like you said, getting these stud 4-3 ends that could come around the corner and still hold up stout against the run, still have a nice physical stature to still stand up against the run. And with these 3 linebackers flying around, it will be a lot of fun, yo. Those defenses, with Glenn Dorsey, in a couple of years with Leron Landry, we had with the corners like Shevis Jackson, Jonathan Zenon around my way, Jesse Daniels from around my way, Craig Stelz, Darry Beckwith. Man, like you know, those defenses were a lot of fun, man. Especially games like that Virginia Tech game in '07 when we just swallowed them, swallowed them whole. I mean, yeah, I think this defense will be pretty good, in the next couple of years, however long Pelini there. I'm glad with the signing because it's a position that can keep Wentz upright. Yeah, I mean, Peters, I like it, man. At first, I was like, yeah, but then I was like, you know what? It makes sense. A veteran, that if anybody could move from left tackle to right guard, is Jason Peters, and I just think he's going to do okay there as long as he stays healthy. He don't have to worry about these speed ends. He could just stand up there, use his power, and straight maul people, these D tackles. What's up, Trey Lorenzo? Appreciate you tuning in. What's up, Mr. Duga? I missed your last couple of lives. I don't feel like my team, the Eagles, Dodgers, and Sixers, are going to do good without fans. I wish they would cancel sports for 2020. Oh no, man, I don't wish that. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that the Eagles with no fans is a bummer. Because we got such a nice home field advantage. The Sixers, I think, with no fans is a real bummer because if the Sixers was very good at home in this season, they was horrible on the road, but very good at home. The Dodgers, honestly, I don't think it's gonna matter. Like the Dodgers, and I hate to say it because I do not like the Dodgers, man. But the Dodgers are a very good team. I don't think it matters if they got fans or not. What's up, Tony H? Appreciate you tuning in. Do you play video games, Duga? Not at the moment, yo. Man, I haven't played in like a good 3 to 4 years. I ain't gonna lie. I used to play Madden a whole lot. I played NCAA football when the game was being made a whole lot, but I haven't played in years. Just with I got a little systems, for my kids and stuff. But just with me, dealing with my kids and work and everything, I kind of ain't really had the time for it, eventually one day I like to at least, get me another system, PS5 or Xbox, whatever it's called now, and get back on there, play Madden, and let y'all know, and I'll play a couple of games with y'all, but y'all take it easy on me, cause like I said, I ain't played that thing in a while, man. What's up, only one Jink? Appreciate you tuning in. What's up, my boy? Do guys got that crown and cocaine? Or you still on that Dr. Pepper? Man, I gotta stick to Dr. Pepper right now, man. I gotta stick to that right now. We can't go nowhere. I can't go nowhere, man. And it ain't no sports for me to pull it up and drink it and watch it in the house until next week. Next week when MLB gets started, man, and then the week after that, the Heat go out there. Hey, we'll see. More than that is I hope. Yeah, I think in the we will, man. I'm like honestly this year. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't really see it this year. I just feel like, man, we lost so much. We got so much young talent on this team. But I definitely do think like next season with all this young talent, getting all this experience, and coming back, because only we really gonna really lose is like really Jamar Chase. We may lose Terrence Marshall if he have an okay season. Um, really and truly, I mean, Ja'Cory Stevens, um, Kerry Vincent Jr., maybe Tyler Shelvin. But besides that, Jabril Cox. Besides that, man, we got a lot of players coming back after that. We're going to be throwing a lot of freshmen and sophomores and, juniors that may come back out there. So I think after this season is kind of like, fill out the town and see how we do. Now, granted, I hope I'm wrong. I hope we go run the table again. But, I'm not expecting that because I'm like, it's going to be such a young team with a lot of inexperienced people at key positions, especially rolling, not only a new quarterback out there, but 3 new offensive linemen, with some tough road games. So, we're going to, but with a quarterback that's not as mobile as Jambalaya Joe was. But granted, hey, if we could go, we could only lose 2 games, get to a New Year's Six bowl, and then gear up for another real natty run the year after that. I feel like that's a success, yo. What's going on, Mr. Dugas? Off topic. Congrats to Princess too, getting a single. Way to get on base. Yeah, she's doing really well, yo. She's actually I've been keeping up on the season so far. She's actually 7 for 9 at the plate. There's all 7 singles. She's putting it in play and she's getting on base. So she's doing really good, man. I'm extremely proud of her. The only thing I gotta work with her a little bit on her defense. They started off at third, but then they decided to put on first base. And a couple of times she let a couple of balls get past her, or she'll miss a ball at first that's thrown to her. But overall, she's out there, she's trying, she's giving effort, she loves it. I mean, I'll be in the house just chilling, relaxing, and she'll come up to me and be like, "Daddy, let's go practice outside." And I'm like, "All right," you know. So yeah, thank you for that. I'm just glad they're gonna keep their season because they missed 2 games yesterday and today, but they're gonna resume their season again starting back tomorrow. I don't know if they're gonna keep the same game schedule or not, but we'll see. But thanks so much for that, man. She's really loving it too. And my oldest daughter, she can't wait. She really wants to run track. And track is she could run. So I'm curious to see how that go. But thank you so much, yo. And that's why I'm glad he going to guard because JP is strong and big and has enough strength to match up against defensive tackles. Ray Allen is the king of 3 pointers. Yeah, I agree with JP, yo. That's why I think like you said, I think he'll be solid because of how big he is, and just go out there and maul people. Go out there and maul people, and keep wins upright. And I think he'll do a solid job. Plus, he's in the middle of Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson, arguably the best center, arguably the best right tackle, in all of football. So I actually think it's gonna work out really good. And as far as king of 3 pointers, as a Heat fan, I love that. I love it, but I gotta go Steph, man. I gotta go Steph. Steph is just on another level with these threes, yo. Like when he gets into a rhythm, it's just something like you just never seen before, yo. Eddie O has been recruiting so epically. Yeah, he has, yo. That's why I feel like with this year, I just think it's not gonna be because we don't have the talent. I just think it's young and inexperienced talent. But man, I tell you, yo, like after this year, then you still gonna have Stingley for another year at corner. You're gonna have guys like Cardell Flott, Elias Ricks, Mo Hampton back there playing safety, man, like you know, and the defense, all those receivers we getting, those running backs, the linemen gonna be more experienced. Yeah, like I really do definitely think that Seeks out. Oh, okay, class. Oh, okay, they got classes for the NFL. Yeah, but I love the job Coach O doing, man. I definitely think LSU will stay. You know, after this year, even if this year things fall their way, they could. But I definitely think over the next however many years, we gonna be one of these elite programs in college football, yo. If my team was in the ACC and don't have Notre Dame scheduled, I'm not scheduling them. What does the ACC owe them? Why help Notre Dame? I completely agree, but with all these people, man, in the NCAA, and with all this money, that's out there on the table and everything, I definitely feel like they're gonna find a way to get Notre Dame some help. Like they ain't gonna let Notre Dame drown, in my opinion. Mr. Dugas, who was the one guy growing up that you hated that would give the Heat fits? Thanks for answering my question. It's pronounced Steinhauer. Okay, all right. My apologies for that, Steinhauer. Okay, gotcha. Oh, the one guy I hated, man, it was so many. Like, let me think for one, man. When I think about back in the day, man, when I was young, I hated Allen Houston for that shot. Like I hated Allen Houston for that like running shot he did when it was in '99, man, when we was the number 1 seed in the shortened season and got knocked off by the Knicks in the first round. I hated him for that, yo. Another player that I hated, uh, I didn't like Paul Pierce neither. I felt like Paul Pierce was a thorn in our side. He just hit a lot of clutch shots. And the year before we got LeBron, I remember they beat us in like 5. And it was like a game, it was game 3 when we was going tip for tap with the Celtics, and then Paul Pierce hits the shot at the buzzer, to put us down 3-0. It was him, man. You know what, I'm gonna say, really those were the really two that I really, really hated. And to be honest, man, though he's the GOAT and I loved him, I didn't like Michael Jordan like that. Because it's like, bruh, you can't beat him. So to me, those were the three guys that Allen Houston, Michael Jordan, and Paul Pierce were the three that I just got on my nerves, yo. Notre Dame is trash. I was so sad about Chinese Bandit being taken away. Oh, I know, man. On the road, I know, man. Like that's the first thing I thought about whenever they say the band won't be with the team on the road. Cause I'm like, bruh, Chinese. Like I go back and I'll watch like the Alabama game, and they got like I watched those highlights, and whenever early in the game, whenever Tua fumbled, when Tua was trying to run and he fumbled, and then they showed the replay of the fumble, and you could just hear Chinese Bandit in the background, and you could see, Grant Delpit and Ray Thornton going up to the ball. Ray Thornton ended up recovering it, and it's just like it gives you chills, just seeing that, hearing that song whenever such a big defensive play is made, and knowing we won't have that this season, especially we got to go to the swamp, play Florida. We got to go to Jordan Hare, play Auburn. We got to go to the 12th man, play Texas A&M. We got to who else we got on the road this season? We got to go to Arkansas, play the Razorbacks. It's tough. Knowing that we not gonna hear that song. They think they're better than everybody being in the ACC in every sport except football. Why would the ACC want to help them out? It just makes me dumbfounded. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. The fact that they are in the ACC and other sports, the ACC will feel obligated, to help them. Plus, I think like all the presidents, all the people that's in charge, that run college football gonna be like, hey, we can't leave Notre Dame out of this thing. So ACC, line them up with some opponents. Like you said, the ACC could be like, well, they don't want to be in our conference in football, but they'll be like, well, look, they're not gonna just sit there and not have a season. So y'all got to do something. So that's the thing, yo. Chop on. That's right, chop on. I was checking out our inner squad scrimmage today. Max Freed was looking good, man. That little while I was watching, I like how Max Freed, was out there throwing the ball, yo. Let's see. Roll Tide, nah. Like, can't get down with that one. Dab on him. I see you. I see you, MVP. What's up, Pride by JC Beats. Produced by JC Beats. I apologize. Appreciate you tuning in. Why they doing Deshaun Jackson like that? I don't. I mean, my whole take on Deshaun Jackson, man. Like I said, I don't remember if I touched on it last week, but I'm glad. For one, I'm glad we kept him. I don't think it was worthy of him getting released, especially when you see what Riley Cooper did, and he didn't get released. But I mean, Deshaun, we in a day and age, man, where like, we have everybody has a voice now, and I think it's amazing. I like the fact that the Washington Redskins finally decided to change that name. Yo, I mean, I've known Native Americans that have said like years ago that that name is offensive, and I'm not gonna sit there and tell people what they should be offended by. Just like I don't like people telling me what I should be offended by or not be offended by. So I mean, if Native Americans, if Jewish people, black people, white people, gay, whatever, transgender, whatever people, if things are very and extremely offensive, we need to do something about it to make sure that we at least we ain't gonna cure everything, but to at least make sure we could limit the problem. So, Deshaun was wrong. When you consider everything going on, I'm not very knowledgeable about, I know about Hitler and all that, but I'm not knowledgeable about, the quotes and all that other stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't become really knowledgeable about it until I seen what he said and I seen how people felt about it. So his fine. I mean, I like the fact he got fined. I didn't want him to get released behind that. I mean, call me selfish, but I mean, we need the Sean, man, and I didn't want him to get released behind that, especially considering Riley Cooper ain't get released. So, but to him, whether it's sincere or not, some people believe it's not sincere. I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. At least he's out there, putting in effort and trying to learn about the Jewish, race and everything of that nature. So I think he gonna be all right, man. Michael Beasley have coronavirus. Yeah, I did see that just a while ago before I came on the live. Man, this thing is just crazy. Hope it go away soon, man. What's up, Sir Nando 27? Appreciate you tuning in, yo, as always, yo. What's up, Mr. Duke? I hope you and your family doing well. Your thoughts that Washington should name their team. First of all, man, hope everything going on with you and your family also, yo. Greatly appreciate you tuning in. Uh I joked with a Redskin fan earlier, yo, on social media, and I told him I think they should name their team the Washington Generals because they get beat all the time. Like the Harlem Globetrotters used to do the Generals back in the day. But in all honesty, yo, to be honest, I really have no clue what they should name it. Clearly it should be something dealing with, that area, something dealing with, that whole DC area. I've heard names like the Warriors, the Red Tails. I don't know I forgot what else I ain't seen. To me, man, as long as it's not offensive, I mean, I even clown, hey, go to the Washington Bullets, like the NBA team used to be named before they changed it to the Wizards. Man, I have no clue to be honest with you, yo. I guess Warriors, even though they got a Warriors in the NBA, I guess it just, as far when you look at the whole concept of, guys going out there to battle and it's nothing that's going to offend nobody. So if I had to pick a name for them, I guess I would say, the Washington Warriors. What's up, Gate City Blue Devil? Appreciate it so much for the super chat, my friend. Thank you so much, yo. Right on, Mr. Dugai. Hey, greatly appreciated, my friend. Glad you tuning in, man. Thank you so much, yo. Screw the Dodgers, always messing things up for us. I agree, man. I cannot stand the Dodgers, man. I don't like them. I can't stand them, man. Like, bruh, like, it's so, I don't like the Dodgers so much that after I was infuriated with the way my Braves went out against the Cardinals in that game five, which just ticked me off, just all the way. I ended up going to a local football game that night. I went and see UL Lafayette play Appalachian State that night. And when I came back home, like I just knew the Dodgers would have just blew the Nationals out. But I stayed up to watch that extra inning game, and I felt so much better to see the Nationals knock off the Dodgers, where I didn't feel as bad about the Braves loss no more. So that's how bad it is for me, also, yo. What's up, Fly Eagles Fly for L for life? Appreciate you tuning in. What's up? Hey, what's going on, yo? Glad you tuning into the live with me today, yo. Duga, who you think deserved that opposite cornerback side, opposite Slay? My Gators coming this year. Your Tigers better get ready. Go Gators, Trask is here. First to your first point, Florida should be better this year, and it will be a tough game going over there to the swamp. But we ain't scared of y'all. Like, I mean, we ain't scared of y'all, yo. I mean, Trask is nice. Pitts is nice. But I mean, LSU, they'll be young. We have a lot of talent. If the talent could just plus, by the way things looking, it ain't gonna be a full stadium anyway. So it's like, it won't be as, big of a home field advantage for Florida this year anyway. So I'm greatly looking forward to that matchup, yo. And as far as the opposite side corner of Slay, Me personally, I would start off with Sidney Jones over there. Um, I think he's the most talented corner out of him, Avante Maddox, Rasul Douglas. And am I missing somebody? I think that's all the outside corners. Yeah, I think that's all of them. Not counting the nickel guys. I think it should be Sidney Jones, yo. He's the most talented. And he's showing some flashes last year. Though I like how Avante Maddox played his rookie year toward the end, because he was basically like our number one corner for the playoff run and in the wild card game against Chicago and the divisional round game against the Saints. But for me, we got to see what we got in Sidney Jones, yo. He's coming up on a contract year. He was a second round pick, should have been a first round pick if he didn't have the Achilles injury at his pro day. And he's been somewhat of a disappointment up to this point, yo. He's been hurt a lot, and when he's been out there, he had moments. He came up with the huge play against the Cowboys to help us win the division. But he got a pick, I think, against Atlanta. But other than that, man, he's really, he's been quiet. He hasn't really stood out like that. So I'm curious to see how he does, not only knowing that it's a contract year, but knowing you have a Pro Bowl cornerback on the other side to where you can focus on teams number twos and number three receivers. So for me personally, I would love to see Sidney, get the first crack at that opposite side corner. I've been telling other Bama fans that due to this whole COVID, despite how amazing this freshman QB Bryce Young is, not having spring practice will slow down incoming freshmen, and Mac is good. Is a good QB. Yeah, a lot of freshmen gonna be held back, this season, especially freshmen that's coming into the fall, because apparently everything gonna get pushed back. But that's why LSU got a couple of guys, Elias Riggs, Eric Gilbert, that's expected to make immediate impact, especially Eric Gilbert. But I agree, man. Like, I think Mac Jones was gonna have the job for Alabama all along anyway, unless he just goes out there and just have a couple of clunkers. I think saving it up to him, I think he would prefer, the red shirt young this season. Dre Allen is the person who made threes cool. I don't know, man. For me, I'm gonna have to say Reggie Miller, yo. Reggie back in the gap, man, was just like Reggie was nice with it. Like out of all especially shooting guards, when Mike was dominating in the '90s, this is before the Wizard days and all this other stuff, before Kobe, really got into his own. Reggie Miller went at Michael Jordan, yo. Like he did not back down from him, and he went at him. And to me, he was the first. He was the first great player, that I could recall that hit a lot of threes. A lot of great players like Michael Jordan was mostly, mid range and going to the hole. Same for guys like, Karl Malone, what other perimeter players, a lot of those guys. And to me, Reggie Miller was the first one to me that, consistently knocked down three pointers as a great player. Because before, the guys that would knock down threes were really your role players. Like for the Bulls, for example, your John Paxsons, your Steve Kerrs. And Reggie to me was the first great player, like all-star caliber player, that hit a lot of three-pointers. So for me, I'm gonna have to go with Reggie Miller, yo. But Steph right now has taken it to a whole another level. Granted, I'm much happier with Mac that I've ever been with Hurts as a QB. No hate to Hurts, he's a winner, but as a QB, I'm just not the biggest fan. And you got to remind me, my Eagles just spent the second round pick on him. Like, man, it's nothing against the guy personally, man. It's just, bro, we could have gone so many different other areas, man. We could have got Christian Fulton. Well, I'm glad we didn't get Denzel Mims based on the comments he made about the city of Philly. He comes across as very fake, but we could have had Christian Fulton. We could have had J.K. Dobbins to have a nice little 1-2 punch with Miles Sanders. We could have had Zach Bond as a linebacker. Yatir Gross Matos, I think, was still on the board. I think, when we picked, man. Bro. Like, man, that's frustrating, man. What's up, Tiger Raven 18 2018? Appreciate you tuning in. Your Braves will win the series on my arms because we suck. And we are in for a long season again. Man, I hope you're right, man. We gotta against them, we're gonna have to get a sweep, man, because this NL East will be tough this year, yo. Obviously the Nationals are the defending World Series champs. Um, the Mets, who we open up with, Mets will be a lot better. And obviously the Phillies, I think, will be a little better. So, and the Marlins, though the Braves be beating up on them pretty good, the Marlins, always have a lot of young talent, yo. Especially on that pitching staff. So, yeah, the NL East will be extremely tough. So we gonna have to get those three games, man. I hope we do get the sweep, just to try to stay ahead, in this NL East, especially since it's only 60 games. Let's see. Being real, I honestly felt like we could have beat UGA with Mac Jones as QB last year. UGA was overrated as hell last year. UGA had a defense only. Brave, just saying. Yeah, they was a little overrated, yo. I noticed that when I watched them against Notre Dame. Even though they won that game, they didn't look very impressive at all. They looked like they just had. They look like old LSU's offense. They look like LSU's offense, in the Les Miles era, where it's a struggle to score. You just basically just out talent people. It's really no schemes. We gotta out talent people come with some type of trick play, to move the ball against opponents that we way more talented than. So yeah, I agree with you. They was a very overrated last season, especially coming out with a preseason number 3 ranking. That was a bit much. And yeah, all they had was a defense, until LSU took that apart. You know what I'm saying? UGA had good running game, but their passing game was plus poor. Terrible quarterback and terrible receiver, except for Pickens and a couple of other. Yeah, I do like Pickens a lot, yo. Like I think he's like one of the top, if not, with the exception of probably Jamar Chase and Devontae Smith. I think he's the top returning receiver in the SEC. And Smith and Chase are gonna, both go into the NFL draft after next year. And Pickens gonna be the guy. Pickens, I think he's if he stays with a straight head and stop letting terrible players on terrible teams, you know, get him to get into fights and stuff like that. I think he's a future first round pick at wide receiver for Georgia, yo. Let's see. I still want the UGA win more than anything. Hate the Shark fans. They can all kiss my behind. Oh man, I'm looking forward to that. That may be your opening game too. If we sincerely go to this all conference thing, like that may be Alabama and Georgia's first game, yo. What's up, AB Moon? Appreciate you tuning in. JP Bike. Yeah, I guess you mean back. I'm assuming you mean back. Yeah, bro. I like it. I like it. It's not a splash or anything like that, but I think it's a very solid move. Worst case scenario, if he's underperforming or if he's hurt, we'll roll Matt Pryor out there. But best case scenario, he could go out there and be very good as a guard. Obviously he still is in good shape. He still could play. It should be a lot easier for him playing guard than tackle. So yeah, I like the move a lot, yo. Especially it's a 1 year deal and Brooks is out for 1 year. So after this, we go back to normal. Hopefully with Brandon Brooks, sliding back in his right guard spot, yo. If y'all start Bryce, I think you guys would roll through UGA. I mean, we'll see, man. That's a lot on a freshman, yo. But clearly the guy's pretty talented. Let's see. I'm telling you, Ray Allen made a difference when he was in the court busting the threes. Nah, he was nice. Like I ain't gonna say that he wasn't good. Obviously, I love him as a Heat fan. I absolutely love him. Trust me. I love him. I love Mike Miller. Chalmers crazy behind hit a couple of threes. Bosh had expanded his range and started hitting threes. Obviously, LeBron hit a couple. Wade maybe hit one or two. Wade wasn't much of a 3-point shooter. But yeah, man, he was nice, yo. But for me, if I gotta go out of Ray Allen and Reggie Miller, I'm gonna go, just over as a basketball fan, taking my Heat biases out of it. I'm gonna have to go Reggie Miller though. If Rasul Douglas had an ounce of speed, I think it would be him. He's always either causing a turnover or getting toasted for TD. You are 100% right, yo. Man, like if we could just match Rasul Douglas against big physical receivers that don't run that fast, Rasul, if that's all he had to cover, Rasul Douglas would be a Pro Bowler. Like I never forget, Super Bowl year when he was a rookie that played when we played the Giants week 3. I remember when Eli went back to pass and try to go deep to Brandon Marshall. And I mean Rasul Douglas like blanketed him, yo, and intercepted the ball. Cause Rasul Douglas has like honestly, Rasul, probably with the exception of Slade. Well, since we have Slade now, I'll go Slade. But before Slade got there, like the last couple of years, since he's been on the team, Rasul Douglas had the best ball skills out of all the corners by far, and I don't even think it was close. Like Ronald Darby always dropped interceptions. Sidney didn't take many. Like Rasul Douglas when he was at West Virginia, he led the nation in interceptions. So he has great ball skills, yo. He's a nice physical corner, but my goodness, he cannot run, man. And it's just natural because shout out to him, credit to him. I seen like his workout regime. He actually transformed his body. He was a lot more fit. You could have see he had abs, like hard abs now, and like a stronger back. So he put the work in. It's just sometimes you just genetically he just can't run. Like it's just a genetic thing with him. Like and man, I think one day he would be a decent safety. Like if he would transfer to safety where he could just, be one of those guys that could just roam around and just watch the quarterback eyes, not really necessarily a box safety, but like, a coverage safety. I think he would be okay because like I said, he has tremendous anticipation and he has great ball skills. But like you said, man, this guy like last year I thought he would have been a little better because I'm like, okay, he worked hard. But like, man, he just is. It's a genetic thing with him, man. He just cannot run. It's just in his genes. I don't know about his family, but for him, he just cannot run, yo. And like you said, it's unfortunate because he has elite ball skills. The 4 games Max started, he averaged 3.25 TDs, 0.5 interceptions, and 293 passing yards. If translated into a 13-game season, those averages would lead to 42 TDs, 6 interceptions, 38. I mean, he played solid. I think he did good in the Auburn game. I know now the pick six he threw when he threw it over, was it Judy, I think? Wait, when the ball settled on, that was a terrible throw. That's a throw you can't make in that position. The one where it hit Najee Harris in the back and it was a pick six, that was just bad luck, But to say he was on the road at the Plains, it wasn't Alabama's offense fault. Besides the 2 pick sixes, Alabama put up a lot of points on Auburn defense. And I'm gonna tell you, though granted it was a slippery, wet field, and that may have contributed to LSU not putting up a lot of points like that. But Auburn gave LSU by far the toughest time offensively. So Auburn defense was no joke. And he went out there on the road and he put up points. So I think he's solid, let's see. What's up, Brian 21? Appreciate you tuning in. Seahawks Nations, yo, what's good? Hey, glad you could be in, yo. Appreciate you tuning into the live, yo. Let's see. All I'm saying is the toughest team he started against was Auburn. The rest were kind of lower tier SEC teams that Bama literally could have sleptwalked through. Yeah, that's true. Tennessee obviously, well, though they were starting to play a little better, obviously don't have the talent. Bama got. Arkansas was just terrible. Arkansas was a lower tier Sun Belt team last year. Um, and Michigan was, they got decent players, but we know how we feel about Michigan. But for me, I'm gonna give him credit because I thought he played really well against Auburn. That was a tough spot, and I thought he performed well there. His kicker and his defense, I feel like really, really had let him down. Obviously aren't elite teams, but they're not Oklahoma defense. Yeah, Oklahoma got the worst defense probably in the history of college football, yo. I'm liking my Cubs' chances in the Central this season. Yeah, the Cubs are looking pretty solid. The thing, it's just something don't matter about those Cardinals, man. Like they just, oh man, that's another team I dislike, yo. Like the Cardinals cause my Braves a lot of headache, man. When you think about the year, whenever they called this, it was what wasn't it Chipper Jones' last game in this NL wild card game when they had some phantom thing where we couldn't catch the ball, some mess. Then I remember one year we blew the wild card lead to them like late in the season. So like they've been a thorn in my side too, and they're just one of those teams, man. Obviously, the Central you would think gonna come down between the Cubs, the Brewers, the Cubs, the Brewers, and the Cardinals. But the Cubs got a as good a chance as anybody in that division. But man, the Cardinals just somehow that team just remains consistent for some reason, man. Let's see. I made a video on getting Christian Fulton in the second round. Oh man, that would have just man. Do you know how ecstatic I would have been if we had Christian Fulton? Oh man, bro. That that's our other side corner. Like we got Slade, we got Fulton. Let's roll. You know. But man, bro, I'm gonna have to look for that video too and check that out, man. But that was just man. That was just not a good night, man. I didn't even like watch the draft that night after that, man. I had to go somewhere get a drink and just lay down after that. I was just that furious because I'm like, man, it's such a deep draft, yo. A draft where you literally are getting first round talent in the second round, and you take a quarterback that's a project, man. Like that just made me so furious, man. Like, oh, bro, tough night, man. Top returning wide receiver SEC. Let's go with Javon Graves. Nah, bro. Nah, man. You maybe number four, maybe, but man, I'm going. I'm like I said, I'm going Chase. I'm going Chase Smith, Pickens, and like Waddle and like Marshall or somebody like that, man. That's how I'm rolling. All right, let me get to people I didn't get to yet. What's up, Dante Diaz? Appreciate you tuning in. Who that? Hey, man, it's so unfortunate, man. We get y'all week 14 with no fans, man. It will still be cold and windy though, so y'all look out for that, man. Let's see. What's up, KB Brown? Appreciate you tuning in. How are you, Mr. Dugas? What do you think happens to Notre Dame if there is only conference games? I know a lot of us think that they would just throw them away, but I think they're gonna somehow, like Crimson Brave said, I think they're gonna like try to give them an ACC schedule somehow, some way. They're gonna find a way to make sure they still have a season. It's too much money they make over there. What's up, Joseph Ventura? Appreciate you tuning in. Sup, Mr. Dugas? Sup, Dugas? Thoughts on Philly bringing back Jason Peters? I like it. I think it's solid considering the fact that we have a hole there at right guard. The fact that he knows the offense. It's a little concerning that not only is he going from tackle to guard, but he's going from the left side to the right side. But with Jason Peters' physical stature, and his strength and his size, I think that he could be a solid addition at right guard. And if he flops, Matt Pryor gets injured, Matt Pryor could go out there. I'm comfortable with Matt Pryor for a few games here and there. Or if Andre Dillard, wets the bed at left tackle, we could throw Peters over there for a year and then let Matt Pryor go to right guard. So I think it's a really, really good signing, yo. Let's see. That's a nice duo, Slay and Fulton. Oh man, I would have been man. I'm trying to not even think about it because that would have just been so epic. I mean, now we got to play musical chairs with the number two corner. We got to hope that Sidney Jones or Avante Maddox can, we got to hope Sidney Jones could find, what made him a top prospect, at Washington before his pro day injury. And we got to hope that Avante Maddox could find a little bit of that juice he found down the stretch in his rookie year. But other than that, man, it's oh man, it would have been so nice to have Fulton there though. I ain't gonna lie, that would have been so nice, yo. Let's see, Waddle and Smitty versus Chase and Marshall. That's gonna be epic, yo. That's an epic, little wide receiver battle, man. Cause for me, it's a good chance that's the top four receivers in the whole SEC. I think Terrence Marshall actually was, the highest rated receiver out of all our receivers. Was the most highly recruited. Um, he was on pace to have a really huge season until he got that foot injury against Vanderbilt. Because he had like, I want to say he had like what, like 5 or 6 touchdowns already. But when he came back, it was a good boost, man, because he was that though Chase is such a complete receiver, man, that though he's not the tallest receiver, he did a great job in the red zone catching fades and catching slants, and just being physical. But Terrence Marshall, man, his red zone presence is amazing. And obviously Chase is just already projected as the top receiver taken in the draft next season, the Biletnikoff winner. But Devontae Smith is very good, man. To me, with the exception of that one drive in the third quarter by Van Jefferson, Smith had got the best of Stingley, man. Like when I went back watched the game, I must honestly say Devontae Smith, really did because all I would really remember, like the last play, of course, but I would remember the play when Stingley looked to the side. But Smith got the best of him that day. I must admit, like that's the only receiver that really that Stingley didn't do a great job against all season. So he's very good, obviously. And Waddle is just extremely explosive, especially whenever I watched that Auburn game, man, and he had a tremendous game. Not only he was the best punt returner in the country, but I seen him make some nice catches as a pure wide receiver in that game, which is something that I felt like he kind of maybe had to show a little bit, yo. But shout out to those guys, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun, watching all those receivers, on the field this season, assuming we have a season. Waddle is my favorite of all. Not only he's one of the best receiver, but the best punt returner in the SEC, possibly the country. Yeah, I'll say the country. Um, he just he's amazing, man. I think he even took one to the house against Auburn also, yo. He's just so shifty, man, and so explosive, yo. So man, it's gonna be a whole lot of fun, yo. How you feel about Ben Simmons playing power forward? Honestly, if he can't shoot a jumper, that's where he need to be. Like, I get it that he's such a great ball handler, that I'm and a ball handler and a passer. I mean, LeBron is also, and LeBron is not playing. Though he plays like he's not the pure point guard. He's still basically in the front court. So for me, man, Ben Simmons got to get some type of jump shot, man. So yeah, that's how I feel. Screw you, GA, before we wrap this up. That's what's up, man. But all right, y'all, man. Greatly appreciate y'all tuning in to the live with your boy again this week, man. Thank for y'all being so consistent with me, man. Especially meaning that, especially with everything, with my kind of condensed schedule, going here, going there, so thank y'all, man, for keeping up with my updates and still tuning in to me, regardless if I'm like on a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, whatever, But all right, y'all, man. Stay tuned. Try to, like I said, I've been a lot busy lately, man. So I'm gonna try to put videos out if I could. I've been really covering most things here on this live. But thank y'all so much once again for tuning in, man. And next week, man, is the start of Major League Baseball, and the NFL, I mean the NBA gonna have some scrimmages. So we getting closer and closer to real live sports. Hopefully this COVID-19 thing go away, man. Everybody stay safe out there. Stay blessed up, you and your families, yo. But until next time, yo, y'all have a blessed one. Check y'all out next week, yo.